one of the tools in your arsenal that is actually very powerful when it comes to engaging students, or also proving the interaction between you and your students, is what's called the discussion forum. The discussion forum allows you to post a topic that students can talk about. And in fact, I have some here, and I happen to have the link to the discussion forums. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And these are the discussion forums that I have currently inside this course. Now, discussion forum topics usually, they're not, something like a question as like what is a microprocessor, or what is a what is the acronym for something. Those are not the kind of questions you want to ask in a discussion forum. Usually something that's that involves analytical thinking, and analytical skills, maybe research, something that's it can be polarizing, if you will. Something that you would normally discuss in the class, and have sort of a back and forth, something where you would see that the students will have a back and forth, and even yourself, with your students, of course. So first of all, let's pay attention to the fact that I have a discussion forums link already in my course menu. If I didn't have that, to add the discussion forums link, you'll have to go up here again. I'm in the edit mode is turned on, and I would have clicked on the plus, this button here, the plus sign, and I would have clicked on tool link and type here discussion forums. Again, this is if I didn't have the link. Now I'm just showing to you what you would normally do if you didn't have it and you want to add it yourself. So you would put on type the name discussion forums, and then in your type drop down menu you select on discussion board, and then of course you want to make that available to your students. Okay, so I'm not gonna click submit because I already have one, so I'm just gonna go and click cancel. That effectively is a tool link, which I discussed in another video. But in any case, so that's how you that's how you add the tool link to the discussion forum. Now, what I want to do is actually create a discussion forum. So I'm already inside the discussion board section. Basically, the discussion board is a section. It's like a little room inside your course. It's a little area, and what you want to do is you want to create a forum inside. And a forum is usually you can have it by week or by topic. I have it by week, so I can easily track which forum it is for. And yeah, so I'm gonna go and click on create forum. I'm gonna call this week 6 discussion forum. Okay. For my description, what I want to do is I want to type the question. So let's say for this week, please discuss the following. Which operating system do you think is best, and why? Okay. Now, what I could do also is outline my policies. So for example, to be marked present, you must participate in this discussion forum. Complete participation requires, and I can put here a response, a meaningful response to the topic above, and a meaningful comment on at least one of your classmates' response. Okay, so let's say that's the basis for my attendance, which is very typical for let's say online classes, blended or hybrid classes, or even in the case of remote classes, you can do that because that should show the interaction among you and your students. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and scroll further down. So of course, yes, I want that available. I can even set the date and time restriction. So if I want them to not be able to post anything after a certain time, I can select let's say after April 6th, or rather they should post something. They should participate in the discussion board before April 6th, 11:59. Oh, you know what? Let me see. I'm gonna put here a meaningful response to the topic. So since I have this due by April 6th, what I could do is I want the response to my topic by April 3. Please post by April 3. And then the meaningful comment, I want that please post by April 6th, or I should say on or before April 6th. I can just say here on or before. Okay. So that way they know they don't have to wait for the date to actually post something. Okay, so I'm going to make that available starting pretty much right now. So I don't have any display after setting here, and I'm just going to limit that until April 6th, 11:59 p.m. Forum settings. Okay, so this there are two items here that very important when you're setting up a discussion forum. The first thing is the threads, the viewing threads / replies. There's the standard view, and there's participants must create a thread, blah blah blah. The standard view is basically an open, I call it the open forum, in the sense that students can, when they access the forum, they don't have to post anything. They can see their classmates' posts right then and there. In a lot of cases, you probably don't want that, because that might give your students the opportunity to, that will give your students, rather, not might, will give your students an opportunity to read their classmates' posts, maybe copy them, you know. So perhaps you don't want that. Perhaps you want the second one, which is what I call the post first discussion forum. What that means is they have to post first. They have to post first before they can see their classmates' responses or posts. Okay, so I'm going to select that second option. And the next thing is, I want that graded. I want Blackboard to create a column in the grade book of this course, in the grade center of this course. So I'm going to click on grade discussion forum. If you select no grading in forum, Blackboard will not create a column for this forum inside your grade book, which is this so-called grade center. So grade discussion forum, and let's say points possible. I'm going to put 100 there. Show participants who needs grading. Okay, that's fine. The first, after their first post, this icon will appear in my grade book. So that's perfectly fine. In fact, a lot of these settings are perfectly fine, except for the due date. So remember, the due dates show up when students check their grades in the grade section of the course, not the grade center, because that's just for you. But your students go in the grades section. When they go there, they can see the due dates of your requirements. So you always want to make sure that you set the due dates properly. All right, so I checked due date, and I'm going to select that April 6th that I selected earlier, and I want that at the end of the day. Be careful though in selecting midnight, because that effectively is just right after April 5, when the clock turns 12, and it becomes April 6. That's it. The discussion forum will be hidden from students. If you meant the end of April 6, you want to select end of day, which is actually 11:59 p.m. Okay, so the rest of these are pretty optional. A lot of them are just tweaks. The subscription is essentially how do you want your students to subscribe to the discussion forum. Effectively, when someone posts, they can opt for an email to be sent to their ASA email account so they can be notified, so they can, go in and react. Let me just close that. The create and edit, which if you want students to attach files, perhaps yes, especially if you want them to attach documents to prove their statements. This is very minor. You want allow users to reply with quote. It's just a quoting mechanism, so it makes it easier for people to see what the student is replying to. Force moderation, if you check that, that means every time someone posts, you have to approve it. Probably you don't want that. That's gonna be it's gonna tax a lot of your time. So you probably just want to keep that unchecked unless you're dealing with a small class, really, or you have like a TA. That will work out fine. And you got the additional options if you want to allow tagging. Basically, tagging is if you want your students to be able to tag other students by their name, or even the rating, which is like a 5-star kind of rating. So students can click on the number of stars to rate a post. Might be a good idea, maybe not. It really is up to you. You can use it in guiding yourself in grading the posts. To see what students feel about someone's post. If it's like a 5-star, maybe it's really worth a very high grade or an excellent grade. So anyway, I'm just gonna leave everything here as they are, and I'm gonna go ahead and click submit. Okay, because I want to get to the topic, and I apologize if I didn't have this in that format that I have for the other discussion forums. I do tend to do these, or I did these before rather when I used to teach. So I have the week 6 discussion forum here. Now this is great, but I think my students will probably not notice that there's a discussion forum for week 6. So to help my students find that, what I could do is go into week 6 and edit my to-do list. So I'm going to go here and edit that. And I want to add an extra item before the assignment here. Participate in the discussion forum by clicking the link to week 6 discussion forum, or by clicking discussion forums in the menu, in the course menu on the left. I can just course menu, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to submit that. Okay, so that gets added into the to-do list, so students know exactly how to find that. But I did say click the link to week 6 discussion forum. And because what I want to do here is right now, as it is, for my students to get to that discussion forum, they have to click on discussion forums here. But what I want to do is improve the usability, if you will. I want to improve the learner experience. And to do that, I want to add a link to the discussion here, right here on this page, to make it convenient, okay? So how do you add a link to a discussion forum inside a content area like this? So what you want to do is you want to go to Tools, Discussion Board, okay? So you want to put your mouse pointer over Tools and then click on Discussion Board, okay? Now, you're not linking to the discussion board page. If you link to the discussion board page, it's the equivalent of clicking on discussion forum. So what I want to do is to put a link that goes directly to the week 6 discussion forum. So I'm going to select this radio button and I'm going to select week 6 discussion forum. Apparently, I'm not going to click on create new forum because I already have one. If I didn't have one, then I would have clicked on create new forum. But anyway, so I have the week 6 discussion forum, and I'm going to click next. Okay, so now it's asking me, okay, what do I want to call the link? Blah blah blah, and I can put a description for this, and I can put here the deadline. Or the requirements, or even the topic. So you know what? I'm gonna go back to this. I wanna copy the text, the topic that I put in the actual form itself. I wanna put it here. So anyway, I'll skip that for now, and I'm gonna make that available. Yes, tracking. I want that available now, so I'm not gonna bother with that. So I'm gonna leave that unchecked and display until I think I said April 6th, end of day. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and click submit. Of course, that rightfully so, that should add the link to week 6 discussion forum down there. And again, if I want this to be at the beginning, I can just drag that up. Now, so as I was saying, I don't want students to just see week 6 discussion forum. So I want them to know exactly what they want, what they need to do. Okay. So I'm going to click on discussion forums, and I'm going to go here, week 6 discussion forum. Let me edit that, because what I want to do is grab this text, and I'm going to press Control C on my keyboard, or you can press Command V if you're, Command C if you're using a Mac. Okay, so I just did that. Control C. Okay, submit. I'm going to go back to week 6. Okay, I'm going to scroll down and click the arrow next to week 6 discussion forum. Remember, this is the link to the discussion forum. This is not the actual discussion forum. The actual discussion forum sits inside this area of the course called discussion forums. Okay, so this is just a shortcut, if you will. But anyway, I put that shortcut there for the students' convenience, and I'm going to go even further to make it convenient, because I want to edit that. And I want to paste that text that I just copied, and I'm going to go ahead and click submit. Okay, so now the students can not only see a link to the discussion forum, but they can also see the topic and even the requirements. So that way, whether they go into the discussion forums or before they click this link, they know what the discussion forum is about. So before clicking it, at least they can kind of think about it or do a research or what have you. Okay, so just to test that and see how that works, is I'm going to go into student preview by clicking the student preview button, and I'm going to go inside week 6 by clicking week 6 in the course menu. There's the week 6 discussion forum. So right now I'm in student preview. So if I were a student and I click on this link, this is what I'm going to see. And as you can see, it says this is a post first discussion forum. There are no threads, and here's the description. And in fact, what I could do is even tweak this further and say click on create thread to post your response, because for them to post a response, they have to click on create thread, and then put the subject, put the message, and if they want to, they can attach proofs or references that they cited in their response, and finally click submit. In fact, students have access to a tutorial in the online campus website describing a video tutorial that describes how to participate in the discussion forum. Now, equally so, when they click on discussion forums here, they will see the week 6 discussion forum link. They'll see the topic right there. They'll see how many posts are there in that forum, and they can go ahead and click on week 6 discussion forum, and that will direct them to the same page that you saw or that I showed you earlier, so where they can click on create thread and then begin participating in the discussion forum. So there you go. So I'm going to go click on exit, delete that data, continue, and that is how you create a discussion forum and add a discussion forum link in your course.